Hello everyone and welcome back to the Rachelle Anne Miller YouTube channel. Today I have a thank you card to share with you using the adorable Bunny Guinea Ladybug. I printed this image on top of Translucite Perfect coloring paper, and before trimming it down to an A2 sized panel I decided to start coloring. So I'm using my Copic Markers today. In case you are curious about the combinations, they are all listed in the description box as well as on my blog post. That's easy for reference in case you want to revisit those combinations or in case you don't want to write them down as I am coloring. So I don't know if you know, but there is this adorable collection already of a few Bunny Guinea adventures illustrations by Rachelle Anne Miller, and I just adore all of them. I also decided for myself that I want to color all of them at least once, and when I do, I want to use as much the same colors for these cuties as I can to really have this as a just a series kind of thing with the same color. So it might be that you already saw this combination pass by because I already used it on those other digital stamps. So I'm coloring from darkest to lightest. That's just how I color with my Copic markers, but you can color any way you want, in any order you want. But I just prefer this, and I decided to keep my shadows on the left side of all of the images. So as you can see here, I'm just doing a bit of shadowing on the left side, and then whenever I have a few boo-boos, I use my colorless blender to fix those. So for the tail, I didn't want it to be completely colored in necessarily. It can still stay a bit of white. And just in case you don't like the transition that you got from your lightest marker to the white area, you can always use a colorless blender like I did here to really soften those edges of your markers. Now I'm doing some really simple coloring here also to really help me with my blend. I am mostly using flicking as the method of coloring, which is a bit more fluent. Sometimes, depending on the color family, this can be a way for you to get your blending going. Whenever you're struggling, some markers, like for example the purples, for me personally are really hard to get a blend. There I love to do some flicking to help me with that. And then I'm doing a second layer because personally I find that that helps me with that blend that I want. Sometimes I need 3 layers, 4 layers, sometimes I just need 1. It all depends a bit on the size of the image as well as on the combination that I'm using. Now for the white area of the Guinea, I'm just adding a bit of that soft E51, E50, both would work, just to have a bit of shadowing on that white area as well. Now for the pops of colors, I decided to go with some teals and then some pinkish purplish colors. I'm reusing colors everywhere where I can. That's just how I love to color, just have everything matching with each other just by using the same colors. So I'm using this teal, which is BG49, BG23 and BG11. A really lovely combination that I use all the time when I want to work with teals. And again, first darkest going to my lightest. And although these are really small images, 1 layer might suffice, but in this case, with this combination, I need 2 just to get that transition in between all of the markers, because there's quite a big difference between all of them. Now for the yellow, as you can see, tiny areas, I just have 2 markers and I'm just doing 1 layer. So it can be as simple or as complicated as you want yourself. But it's all about building up, and I've truly enjoyed coloring this illustration. I hope that Rachel is going to add more of these Bunny Guinea adventures because they are really cute, but everything is cute. Everything. So here is my purplish pinkish pop of color that I will add to this card. And then I will do a bit of a whimsical garden kind of blend underneath the images. Nothing more. I'm not going to create a sky. I will have a big sentiment on top that is going to match with this combination that I'm currently adding. So it all depends on how you want to create your card, of course, and which design you have. Now for the rock, I'm using some warm grays again, shadowing on the left side, and then fading it out with those other markers of the combination. There are some tiny rocks on the ground as well, so I just took them along. Those don't need more than one marker and not more than one layer. It's really, really tiny. And then here and there I have some boo-boos. I'm just fixing it again with my colorless blender, and then I can add that green. Now for the greenery today, I am using my favorite green combination. If you want a really bright and uplifting green on your card, I suggested this one. So it's yellow green 17, 03 and 00. It always works, and there is just no logic in my coloring here. I'm trying to have some darker colors there where, well, I think there might be a shadow by the images, and then I'm just making sure that I'm fading it out completely. I don't want my grass to be, well, to end in a straight way, so I just want it a bit whimsical, as I said, a bit organic, a bit fluffy. And I'm really bad at shadowing on grounding or just creating a background with Copics. I did a few times, but I must admit that I'm not that confident yet about creating background. So in a case like this, I try to have it sort of organically stopping at one point to just have the rest of my card white. But it's just learning on the go, and I'm hoping to get better at it and more confident so that I can do it more. But for now, I'm really happy with the result that I got. If you're great with markers, or if you want to mask these images off and then do some blending, that would be great, of course. It can give so much beautiful results. So do you enjoy the process? And as long as you're happy with the end result, that's all that matters. So once I was sort of happy with the coloring, I took my basic rectangles to create an A2 sized card. And I was still contemplating at this moment to how I was going to finish off this card, which sentiment. So I tried some things out. I took the Henry's ABC from Longfon. I took the typed everyday stamp set from Hello Bluebird, and I thought combining those two might give me my sentiment that I want. So I die cut thanks with the Henry's ABC. I made sure to align it straight. Then I took my purple tape. This is just a trick. If your panel is straight, you can use your grid mat, take some purple tape, and once your sentiment or your die cut elements are straight, you can just lift them up all together with the purple tape and replace that purple tape again, having everything aligned as you intended. So I started with a white thanks. I'm going to use some pattern paper, but I just wanted to lay this out already, making sure that it was straight, and then I could easily just add my pattern papers or die cuts with the pattern paper on top. So this one is truly my favorite pattern paper, and unfortunately it is not continued by my favorite things. I hope that it might return at a certain point, maybe with a Volt. You never know, but this truly is my favorite. It's the Petite Gingham paper pad. There are alternatives for this one by other brands as well, so if you're looking for that, there are definitely alternatives. I took a pink that would go with the pinkish purplish color that I have created with my markers. And then I'm just going to remove the purple tape from the thanks. Everything is still in place, like that. I'm going to, well, let me just tell you the whole thing here. I just wanted that my pattern paper would run through as if I would have die cut it all at once. So that's why I laid that those dies again on top of my panel, picked it up with the purple tape, and die cut it in one straight line so that I would have all my squares sort of continuing the pattern on my card. Now I'm partly using the sentiment from the Tide Every Day, just for your kindness. I didn't want to repeat the thank you or thanks, so I just did part of the sentiment, and then I can add my pen and papers on top of my letters, and I don't need to worry about placement because I already knew that the thanks was perfectly aligned with the white paper. So I'm just adding that, making sure it is straight on top, and that is my gorgeous, bright, but still elegant sentiment. So now I can add this panel on top of a card base, and you can add many more things. You can add glitter if you want to, you can add glossy accents. I didn't do that eventually. I thought it was good as it was. Also the pen and paper is so nice that I just didn't want to touch it anymore. So this is my card for today. Really simple, but with a big thanks. I want to thank you for stopping by, taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget that there is a monthly video here by me, and maybe some more by Rachelle Anne Miller. We can only hope. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you all being here. I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll be back soon. Bye!